Guys, it looks like Robinhood have something new called Robinhood Strategies. Strategies that works hard so you don't have to. Now, I'm just toggle back left and forward. When you see Robinhood Strategies, like what is that? So if you click on it, it says Robinhood Strategies. Get an expert managed portfolio for 0.25% per year. Free cap on accounts over 100K for gold members. Now, in this particular video, I'm going to be going over what Robinhood Strategies entails for non-gold members, gold members, versus you have a little bit of money in your account or a lot of money in your account. By the time the end of this video, you'll completely understand what Robinhood Strategy is, how it works, and all the small little details. So I went through it pretty comprehensively so that you'll understand how everything works in the small details. So make sure you stay tuned. So when you go down with Robinhood Strategies, it says define your financial goal. And by the way, I will test this out. So I will put money in the Robinhood Strategy or Robinhood Robo-Investor to see how it does as well. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you'll end up seeing in the portfolio what they have, what options that they select for me. Okay, so it says define your financial goal, and Robinhood Strategies will deliver a tailored, expert managed portfolio. Follow your current market trends. Always know why your money moves and invest with confidence. Now, they like Robinhood, they do have for more perks for Robinhood Gold members. So we'll see what some of the perks is for Robinhood Gold members. So it says, and by the way, Robinhood Strategies right now, I think you might only have early access to gold members, but it will be soon released for people who don't have the gold member. It says for accounts funded by June 30th, 1K managed fee free with a Robinhood Gold subscription, up to $500 managed fee free for non-gold members. Okay, so next, it also has for a limited time through May 30th, 1% transfer boost up to, if you transfer it over, they'll give you a 1% boost up to $500 for gold members, and up to $250 for non-gold members. So let's end up scrolling down. It says to find more information, it says cutting edge tech meets human expertise. Timely market insights, get a full context and a deeper understanding of each portfolio adjustment. Claiming over 50 years of experience. Okay, and it says this is more than a Robo-Advisor. It says more control, toggle any stocks on and off to keep your portfolio aligned with your personal preference. Keep in mind that later in the video, I'll go into details of how you can change it, because it's not as, this is a little bit more technical when I looked at the questions below. But okay, so it says more opportunities. So it looks like this the experts or the Robo-Advisor, they take advantage of market moves with a mixture of stocks and ETFs. I'm curious to see will they later include crypto in there. But right now it says take advantage of market moves of stocks and ETFs. So it'll be composed of stocks and ETFs. All right, it says more advanced models and adjust earnings potential with the Monte Carlo simulation. That's pretty interesting. I'm curious to see how that will look. And it also says you're in on tax advantage account. It says we strategically choose which shares to sell to minimize your taxable gains and which hold for long-term tax advantage. So most likely they'll do a strategy called like tax loss harvesting where they sell off your losses to offset your gains, so the amount of taxes that you would end up having to pay wouldn't be that much, and his holds your gains, harvest your losses. For holding bonds, we aim to incorporate them to limit taxable gains, and at the end of the year, you'll you'll total of your gains and losses so you can harvest any less losses. Okay, so and the fees. So it says Robinhood Strategy has a low 0.25 annual management fee, and Robinhood Go unlocks free management for every dollar over um, 1K. So it looks like the fees for the gold prices, the fees for the gold members is at at the bottom, and for the regular one, if you're not a gold member, at the top. So in this video, I've seen you're not, so it'll be 0.25 percent for just if you're just not all around 0.25%. Now keep in mind, if you invest though before June 30th, up to $500, the first $500, it will be, if you invested before June 30th, you will it will be managed for free. But this is, you fund the account before June 30th. So you have that. All right, and 0.25% isn't, that bad. It's kind of like, I want to say that a low amount, or about right for like a Robo-Advisor typically, like with the Bitterman, Wealthfront, sometimes that Robo-Advisor, that's kind of like a sweet spot right there. It looks like but let's go down to some of the ones, like what is the minimum. This one I felt that was interesting, could be helpful to you. It says Robinhood Strategies has a minimum investment requirement of $50. So you do have to have a minimum investment of $50. Also, I think this is very important. So if you have less than $500, it would just be invested in different ETFs. If you have more than $500, it'll be invested in individual stocks and ETFs. So I'm just going over the ones that I think you would probably care about. How often will my portfolio be updated? It says the team will continuously monitor your portfolio and manage it dynamically. At minimum, all positions are evaluated through quantitative parts, processed monthly. And this one I figured that you might care about. How can I change my portfolio? It says when you sign up for a managed account, you agree to delegate trading and investing, blah blah blah. Therefore, you cannot direct any trades in your managed account or directly change your portfolio. So they don't have it where you can like make major changes. It said toggle on and off, so I'm guessing you can decide to stop putting money into an individual stock or something like that, but you can't make any direct trades. It says, however, you can make changes to your investor profile with us. All right, so that's enough of that. Let's start the process of the Robinhood strategy. So we click that. And by the way, this says you have early access to the expert managed portfolio. We're going to click that. I already kind of went over this. Go ahead, continue. They have one for individual and retirement. We're going to click individual. Let's get started on your portfolio. What's your goal? I'm going to say to grow money. Let me see. Preserve my money, even if that means less growth. No, we're going to go with grow my money over time, even if it means potentially higher losses. So we're going to go with that. It's going to ask you, like what's your, what do you plan to do with the money in the account? I'm going to say build wealth for the future. All right, which type of investments are you most comfortable with? I'm going to go higher risk, much higher reward. I'm going to go with higher risk, higher potential rewards. I'll go with that. Then it says, how long do you plan to invest your money? We'll say 4 to 10 years. Is it likely that you'll need to withdraw the money? Not likely, slightly likely. I'll go with not likely. All right. And, it just asks me income amount and, blah, blah, blah. Yearly income, I just kind of left that there. And then I'm going to hit submit. Then, evaluating, blah, blah, blah. Your portfolio is ready to go. Okay, continue. So it looks like we're going to start you off with more stocks than bonds, 70% stocks, 30% bonds. It says we diversify your holdings across multiple categories. We've unlocked opportunities to invest in individual stocks. Here's how it comes across together. Okay, one last step, fund your account. So it says, as for gold members, you won't have to pay management fees for up to 1K. And how much money will I... so I'll probably only do... I don't know. Let's just say I'll do 300 for now. And I'll probably, if people are more interested, I'll put more money into it. It says... we're opening an individual account, blah, blah, blah. Read the terms and conditions. Make sure. All right, guys. So looks like I'm gonna have to probably do a little edit in this video. But right now the money is not, it says the $300 is on the way. And it says here's what your money will be invested in when arrived. So it has this, little chart here, bar chart, and it shows you the percentage breakdowns of everything. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down. You can check your portfolio. So 59.50% will be large caps, quality, momentum, growth. 30% will be in US bonds, and individual stocks 10%, and cash will be 0.50%. Now with mine, because I invested less than $500, it looks like they're just going to be probably putting in individual stocks, but ETFs. But when you click here, this is how the money will be allocated. It looks like iShares S&P 500, ticker IVV, S&P 500 Quality ETF, ticker SPHQ, S&P Momentum, SPMO, Vanguard Russell 1000 Growth ETF, VONG, iShares Core High Dividend Equity 7%. And for US bonds, looks like a short-term treasury note 0 to 3 months, ticker SGOV, and short-term municipality bonds SUB, and 1%. Cash and international stocks, looks like Euro Price top 50 stocks, ticker FEZ, Crane Share CSI China Internet ETF, ticker KWEB. So that should pretty much do it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel.